But sometimes just having a goal, even if we don't achieve it, is valuable. Look, I had this big goal called I want to pitch in the major leagues. Now, everybody in my life, from the time I was a little kid, knew I had that goal. And I didn't achieve that goal. And as difficult as that was, as I mentioned before, it was difficult. Having that goal made a big difference in my life because it focused me. There's a lot of things that happened along the way in my life that never would have happened if I didn't have the goal. But the reality is sometimes we don't set or achieve goals because why? We're afraid to fail. But here's the thing I know about every single one of you in this room, and I hope you don't get offended by this, but you're all masters of failure. Did you know that? Now, I know you've succeeded while you're here, but we've all failed a bunch of times. One of the greatest examples of this, and this is very relevant in my own life because my wife Michelle and I have a little 18-month-old named Samantha. Now, how many of you have ever seen a little one learn how to walk? You ever experienced that? Okay, and if you haven't, you did it yourself, right? Most of us are fortunate enough to have the opportunity to walk. But here's the funny thing about it. I had heard about this, but I'm the baby in my family, so I'd never really, paid that much attention or ever seen a little one learn how to walk. And Samantha had taken a few steps, but hadn't really started to walk. She was about 13 months old. This was just like 6 months ago. And one Monday night, she and I were hanging out, living room, and I'm just playing around with her, and I grabbed her by both her hands, and I just started pulling her kind of across the living room. I was like, come on, sweetie, come on. And she started kind of going faster, and all of a sudden I just let go. And she went, right? And then, of course, she fell on her face. But I was like, oh, my goodness. I said to Michelle, Michelle, come quick, get the camera, right? And then I picked Samantha back up, grabbed her, and she started doing it again. I let her go, and then even farther. And all of a sudden, it was like in an instant, she was walking, and she got it, and you could see it in her face, right? And, of course, I'm crying, Michelle's crying, we got the camera. Oh, my God, she's the most amazing kid in the world, right? Like it never happened before, right? But here's what's amazing, though. So the rest of the night, she's running around, and every time she'd fall down, we would just instinctively cheer for her, like, yay! And she's down there, right? Yay! Cheering it, right? And getting right back up and continuing to walk. Now, the thing that's fascinating, it was an amazing experience for me personally, and any of you who've ever experienced it, you know, right? But the metaphor of that is fabulous because we all did that as toddlers, right? So we know how to do that. Can you imagine if you and I, as grown, sophisticated, mature adults, had to learn how to walk? What would we do? We'd get up, take a few steps, fall down. Oh, whoa. And maybe we'd get up again, right? Okay, I'll do it again. Do it again, and then fall down again. And then we'd lay down, and we'd say, you know what? I'm just not a walker. So I'm cool. I'll just hang out down here. People can bring me stuff. I can still talk. What's the big deal? Right? That's what we would do. We'd be laying down there thinking the kid across the street, he'd probably already walking. We compare ourselves. So what happens is we don't go for it in life because we're afraid to look stupid. We're afraid to be embarrassed. But every single one of you in this room, myself included, we've all looked stupid. We've all been embarrassed, right? We've all failed before. Now, the thing about it is, if we can remember that we're all human, and everybody gets nervous, and that the difference between people who really go for it and are champions are just willing to deal with that fear. I get up and